I did not know that Ellen from the Ellen show was really cancelled. But then I realized, oh yeah, it's been a long time since I have seen her video from her show, because usually when her show used to go live, her videos or some clips used to go kind of trending on YouTube. At least from there I used to watch, like, oh, this this guest was there and they did this and all that. But yeah, it's been a long time since I have seen her or her video, so I guess she got cancelled for some reason, something like that. So yeah, she don't work anymore, she don't do any kind of shows anymore, I guess. I mean, she was hella rich though, but yeah, I'm sure she's fine with not doing it. But yeah, we got a video about Ellen, sorry. Yeah, we got video about Ellen from Sunny V2. So Ellen just tried to make a comeback and it's not going well. Let's see what happened and why she tried, or what did she try.
Ellen's trying to make a comeback with her new stand.
Oh, she have a Netflix show coming, or it's already out, I guess. Ellen DeGeneres for your approval. Oh.
Stand-up special, although its reviews have mostly been terrible. She spends most of the special responding to her being kicked out of showbiz, which began when someone posted just one single tweet. Right now, we all need a little kindness, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean. The tweet posted in March 2020 received bad enough replies to begin Ellen's downfall. I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia a brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish, not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morn. Almost got me fired. The nail polish story was so unbelievable, the person who wrote it went on Inside Edition.
This former waitress claims she was threatened with a 2-week suspension after Ellen DeGeneres complained about, of all things, her chipped
she got
polish.
To be cancelled.
I remember just being like, really?
But the stories shared back on Twitter were only getting worse. I once worked at Warner Brothers. One day I was in the elevator and Ellen and her entourage came in. Naturally, I held it for her and asked her what floor she was getting on. Her assistant answered 3rd floor. 30 minutes later, I got a call from my boss saying I was fired because I was harassing her. An old friend worked on her a lot and smiled and said good afternoon to her one day and she became unhinged. Who do you think you are? You don't look at me, yada yada. She said Portia was with her and seemed embarrassed and tried to calm her down. Has forever changed my opinion of her. The responses went on and on and on, all of which being compared to Ellen's classic catchphrase.
I always end each show by saying be kind to one another.
Audience member Dana
and you are the only one who's not
went
kind.
Public with her degrading experience on the show.
They tell you, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
Don't be funnier than Ellen. That's gonna be hard considering she's not that funny to begin with.
Yeah.
If you've been a comedian your whole life and you're afraid a random audience member will upstage you, maybe you're just not funny. Dana then revealed that Ellen's completely different when the cameras turn off.
How does the Ellen you saw on TV compare to the Ellen you saw when the cameras stopped rolling?
Totally different. She would only speak to the audience when the cameras were rolling. As soon as they turned the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the audience. She would just sit on the couch, basically.
Which was supported by Hedda Muscat, one of the show's former producers.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
She agreed that things were different when the cameras weren't rolling.
We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
And after the show's DJ also said the same, BuzzFeed launched their own investigation,
I remember this
interviewing
DJ.
a further 11 former employees. They were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. One employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her race essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers to not speak speak to DeGeneres if they saw her around the office.
Nah,
After
man.
the accusations went
Get outta
viral, Ellen issued a statement within the company. Hey everybody, it's Ellen. On day one of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously, something changed, and I'm disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. And for that, I'm sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believed and what I hoped for our show, yet Ellen's former producer certainly didn't buy it.
So when Ellen says she's not aware of this environment, you don't think that rings true?
It's a lie.
Ellen then took a
Damn.
2-month break and began a brand new season by addressing the public.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously.
You are the
and I
one
wanna say
toxic.
I'm so sorry to the people who were affected. We have made
By
the
you.
necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
She'd then make the promise,
And I am committed to making this the best season that we have ever had.
although the ratings said the opposite.
Oh,
because
went
only
down.
6 months later, the New York Times published Ellen DeGeneres loses 1 million viewers after apologies for toxic workplace. It explained that Ellen had been averaging 1.5 million viewers over the last 6 months, down from 2.6 million in the same period last year. The show's loss of more than 1 million viewers translates to a 43% decline, representing
Damn.
a steeper drop than any
Good.
of its competitors. As a result, Ellen made the announcement,
I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
adding in the
Good.
Hollywood Reporter, as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. I need something new to challenge me,
Yeah,
with
sure.
her being exposed also clearly having an impact.
It is a
She'd
challenge
made
for
the
you, that's
expose
why you are not
destroyed
doing
me,
it.
Honestly, I'd be lying if I said it didn't. And it makes me really sad that there's so much joy out there from negativity. It's a culture now where there are just mean people, and it's so foreign to me that people get joy out of that.
So when she is mean, she is negative towards other people, then she don't cry like this. But when other people comment on her, then she's crying or saying, oh, there are so mean people out there in the world, they are so negative. Come on, bro. What is this weird?
These mean people responded, stating, even without the controversy, the show hasn't been fun and genuine for years. It may have never been, but at least it seemed like it. But Ellen is tired of it all, and she's lousy at hiding it now.
Yeah.
No more dancing by her, no monologue half the time, bad jokes that are dragged out way too long, tons of old show clips, tons of self-promotion, and a guest host every Friday. These elements led to an average final season, which Ellen concluded by crying with her audience. She then mentioned the possibility of returning to acting, but instead
No
made
way.
a documentary titled Saving the Gorillas: Ellen's Next Adventure. It released in 2023 with only 100
3.3.
reviews on IMDb, and this likely being the first time you've heard of it, it's safe to say it performed pretty poorly. Ellen rather went
So
back
happy.
to living a quiet life until April 2024 when she'd make a new announcement. You may have heard that I'm doing stand-up again. If you want to come see me, I'll be sharing
Who are
some
these
news
people who
tomorrow
will
at
go,
noon.
man?
As suggested, she'd announce a stand-up tour to be recorded and posted by Netflix, also adding, yes, I'm going to talk about it, referring to her being cancelled. Titled For Your Approval, the special begins with Ellen walking up a flight of stairs, each referencing a headline that ruined her reputation. She acknowledges the tweet that started her downfall, as well as the employees who spoke out against her, then begins the actual show with a joke about her fall from grace.
You know, I used to say that I didn't care what other people thought of me. And I realize now, looking back, I said that at the height of my popularity. I'm here because I love doing stand-up, I miss doing stand-up, and I like making people happy, and I do care what people think.
Now, this is
No,
a
you
pretty
don't.
respectable angle, as it feels extremely honest. Yet it also seems like a sneaky request for pity, which as a high-profile celebrity you'll simply never get. She then talks about what she's been up to.
All right, well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, I got kicked out of show business.
Then makes some pretty funny jokes about her new
L
reputation.
jokes.
Everybody heard that I was mean. Everywhere I go, I know everyone's heard that I'm mean.
You
I know
are.
when I walk into a restaurant, people are watching, waiting to see if I'll be mean. Oh, look, she's reaching for butter.
Okay, who are all these people really going to her show, huh?
On the contrary, there are some pretty out-of-touch segments. For example, her joking about her car features, which you'd clearly only find in a luxury vehicle.
Then there's that one, that button that inflates the back of the seat. You know, the one that makes you feel like you're getting spooned by a pregnant woman.
She also makes this out-of-touch joke.
We're all interested in different things. We're all good at different things. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, Ellen, I don't know how you get on stage in front of people. I could never do that. And I said, well, I don't know how you dry clean clothes.
But as an overall, the special isn't terrible. Its audience rating of 5.4 stars feels fairly accurate.
Better than before.
As you might expect, simply because it's Ellen, the articles written about it have been pretty brutal. Ellen DeGeneres' unfunny Netflix special leaves so much unsaid. Ellen DeGeneres lets herself off the hook in self-indulgent Netflix special. Ellen DeGeneres is unapologetic, unrelatable, and totally insufferable in her new Netflix special. They'd write, the problem with For Your Approval, aside from the fact that it's almost never funny, is that it feels so disingenuous, so calculated to rehabilitate an image and preserve that triumph for prosperity. Another article stated it's one of the weirdest stand-up shows in recent memory. Half observational punchlines, half closing argument in a trial, featuring DeGeneres as her own defense attorney. Neither half works on its own. Taken as a whole, it's an exhausting mess.
Yeah.
It also adds self-awareness is different from taking responsibility. DeGeneres offers no apologies or even explanations for her behavior, yet in other more favorable reviews, unapologetic was used as a positive. I like the fact that she's rather unapologetic. It's highly refreshing and honest. This extreme divide can be seen by the audience reviews on Google. There's almost an equal amount of 1 and 5-star ratings, a sad representation of the black and white thinking that plagues the internet so heavily today.
Well, this was Ellen. You know, you cannot say Ellen or write Ellen without an L. But yeah, this was a video on Ellen, or how she tried to make a comeback, but she failed and people still hate her. And as I said in the start of video, bro, I did not know about her all this canceling story, about how mean or negative or, you know, how bad she is, and what kind of behavior she have with the people, or the how much her environment or the work environment with the show is, how toxic it is, and how many people left the show just because she was being racist and all that as well. But yeah, overall I did not know about any of this, but I did notice that I have not seen her in few years, especially her Ellen show, you know. So I guess that got cancelled. Then she tried to come up with something else and that got cancelled. Then she tried to go with the gorillas, saving the gorillas with the Netflix, so which also went very bad. And this one is kind of doing 50-50. So some people are really liking it and some people are really hating it. So it's like 1 and 5 review right now. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not really a fan of stand-up comedian. There are few, but I don't actually know their names, but the face with the face I can tell who they are. But yeah, you go to Ellen stand-up comedy show, are you serious? I don't know who are all these people, and they were literally laughing. They were literally laughing on her lame jokes. They were not even jokes, dude. There's no joke in there. Like, she's really acting like, you know, she's really acting like him. She's him, you know, but she's not. Of course she's not, you know. But yeah, overall, I don't know who are these people watching or why there are people watching her, but still she's an L. She'll stay L, I guess, according to all those stories people posted on the Twitter. I think she deserves all this hate she's getting, man, because she's not a nice person. But when other people started to get mean with her, then she started crying over the social media. Yeah, that's what you get when you are mean to others, you know. But yeah, overall, this was the video by Sunny V2, and I'll see you guys in the next one.